are tuned in to your dose of positivity. I am Marlene Motivates, and as I always say, just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Hello, hello, hello to all of my motivators family. How are you doing? Happy Wednesday, happy hump day to you all. I hope you all are doing awesome. It's halfway through the week and it is my Thursday. So I'm not able to do my live stream on Friday because I will be on vacation. Yes, yes, it's vacation time for Marlene, but I didn't want to leave you all out. I wanted to give you guys a little bit extra because I won't be available for a live stream on Friday, but I wanted to give you this dose of positivity, a long one. You know, we're going to be here for 2 hours today. And I want you guys to think about winning. This is the season of winning. I have spoken it over my life. I also have spoken it over your life, and you didn't even know. I think about a lot of things when it comes to this channel, not just about me and what I want, but how can I help others? How can I be a beacon of light? How can I be a source of elevation for other people? And in thinking about this topic today, my spirit said to tell them about winning. Okay. So, in speaking about winning, being in the season of winning, first, we have to talk about the conversations that we have with ourselves. So, you know, we have to give ourselves that permission. You have to give yourself that permission and speak it over your life. And it's called the abundant mindset. So, to any of you who are taking notes today, put that at the top of your notes, abundant mindset. So, what does it actually mean to live in that space of abundance? We're going to talk about a little bit of that when I come back from looking who is in the comment section. So, who's in the comments today? See, we have Miss Jackie. Oh no, don't tell me buffering. Okay, it's back. Hey, Miss Jackie, how are you doing? Thanks for coming over. Appreciate it. Hey, Shay, how are you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Shout out to everybody. Yes. Hi, Matthew. How are you doing? Matthew, yes, yes, I claim it. And that's something that is very important. And I know that when I was younger, I can't speak for everybody, but I know the way I grew up, I would never say that my parents didn't want me to win. I could never say that. My parents definitely wanted me to win. They wanted better for us than they got, but they didn't have the tools. They didn't have the knowledge and the focus to be able to make changes, because some people do not do well with change. And for us to have that abundant mindset, we have to allow ourselves at any opportunity to shift. At any opportunity, that's a part of the abundant mindset. You cannot allow yourself to stay stuck into things that is not helping, that's not elevating you, and it's not healing you. So let's get into today's topic. Give yourself permission to win. How many of us do that? Do you give yourself that permission to win? And I don't mean just thinking that you want to win, because yes, while that is important, yes, it's very important what you think, because the what you think about is what you become. You are what you think about, you are what you believe. And if we don't give ourselves that permission to shift anything that's not working, and I know for sure the way that I grew up, the way that I used to talk to myself, or the way that I didn't talk to myself, was monumental in how I thought about myself. And I'll tell you what I mean when I say that. Oftentimes, we will, of course, everybody wants to be happy, everybody wants to be successful, everybody wants to have that abundance. Everybody wants to have great things in their life. But how many people are doing what it takes in order to have that? And going back to what I was talking about before, that abundant mindset, abundance can only come. Abundance is an overflow that you have way more than what you need. In order to have more than what we need, we have to go and think about anything that is going to subtract or take away, whether it be our energy, our finances, our health, whatever. We first have to start off with this. In order to have abundance, I have to allow myself to evaluate my life, you know? So the thing about it is that many of us are afraid. We're scared to be completely honest with ourselves. We're scared to say, I fear this or I fear that, or this person or that person or this group of people does this to harm me from elevating. We are afraid to do that. We're afraid to say that because we don't want to start anything, you know. It's the fear of confrontation. I know that I had it in me very deeply. I didn't want to confront anything because I didn't want to start anything. But those same people, the same said people that we are afraid to offend, are offending us, are taking advantage of us, and being very disrespectful to us. So we have to rethink our life and ask ourselves the questions: are the people that I am afraid to confront, are the people that are in my life, are they helping me to elevate, or are they dragging me down? Are they pouring into me? Are they feeding into me? Are they feeding my mind, my body, and my spirit? Or are they causing it to break down? These are the questions that we have to ask ourselves before we can even get on the road to abundance, before we can even get into anything. First, just like everything, you have to make sure you clean up your area. You know, in the reality of it, real physical cleanliness, and also in your mind. So sometimes the things that we have in our mind is because of the things that people have said to us. And people will say some of the most evil, nasty, dirty, all of it. And it's because they don't want you to win, because they are upset about their life. They don't want to be a success. They're not willing to put in any work. And you come on fire for your mission, on fire for your purpose. Of course, they're not going to like you. Of course, they're not going to support you. And I had to learn that for myself, to stop holding back my potential. Stop holding back my gifts. Stop holding back my life. Stop waiting for people to be whatever it is that I have made up in my mind, whatever I have wanted them to be. You know, we all have these little ideas about our parents, our siblings, our romantic partners, how we want it to look like financially before we feel like we're successful. But we are the ones that have to make the decision ultimately to be abundant. And we can't do that having certain people in our life, certain people that we may love them. You love them a lot, but you have to love them from a distance. Let's see what I'm missing. Yes, yes, yes. Right. It does. It takes so much work and dedication. And I feel very sad for some individuals because they don't put in the work into themselves. And I'm not coming for anybody or anything like that, but I have to give the message because I'm on fire for motivation. I'm on fire for inspiration. I'm on fire for elevation. It's in my spirit. It's what I was born to do, okay? And I have to say this to you all. Don't think that just because you love people more, just because you're doing what's right, that they're going to get on board and love you and care for you and be concerned and show up and support you. We have to eliminate those ideas in our mind first before we start our success. Because if you don't believe in yourself and you have people around you that don't believe in you, how do you think you're going to even get on the road to success? See, you're setting yourself already up for your demise. And when I went through therapy, my therapist helped me to do that because it's just like people in our life are poisonous to us. They're poison, basically. So if we don't allow, oh, Angel's in here. Hi, Angel. How are you doing? Welcome. We have to be the ones to be honest. And the majority of the population is not willing to be honest with themselves. They're willing to go along with what they've always done. They're willing to just accept whatever it is, right? They're just going to accept it. This is what it is. And this is all I can do because they settle, because they've been used to somebody putting them under their thumb or under their foot. They've been used to being a doormat. And when you're down for so long, it's hard when you're like, I don't mean it literally, but with the saying, like a hurt dog, you're wounded. When you're wounded, it's hard for you to get back up. Crawl, even. It's hard to even crawl when you've been down for so long. But I wanted to say this to anybody who needs to hear this message today. You cannot expect to get motivation and elevation from someone who has none. If you've seen by their lifestyle, if you've seen by the way they treat others, the way they treat themselves, if somebody does not know how to love themselves, they don't know how to love you. How can somebody give you what you need and they don't possess it themselves? And while I feel sad for others, while I feel hurt, and I never want anybody to feel bad about themselves, but we cannot stay stagnant. We cannot stop our dreams. We cannot stop our elevation and our confidence. We can't stop where our road and direction, where we're supposed to be. We can't allow ourselves to get down from our purpose, your reason for being and existing, following behind them. You have to eliminate the negative. You have to eliminate the people around you that are subtracting. And I'll never forget what my dad used to say all the time. It's burned in my brain. God rest his soul. My dad always said that if somebody is not adding to your life, subtract them. If somebody is not adding, if they're not giving you some sort of benefit, and there's many ways that we can benefit, it's not just financially, but if somebody's not lifting you up spiritually, if somebody is not supporting you financially, if somebody is not, there's many ways that we can get support, but if somebody is not pouring into you in some way, you got to eliminate, because basically all they are is a leech in your life. They're just going to hold on and suck out all of the nutrients out of you. They're going to suck out everything that continues to keep you going until you just say, what is it worth? And you just give up. They're going to keep taking. As long as you let people take from you, they will. As long as you let it, as long as you allow them to feed and pour that negativity into you, they will. As long as you don't set boundaries, they're going to do what they want. So before we even start this conversation about giving yourself permission to win, we have to address We don't want to get to that point where we're on fire for our purpose and all of these things. And then we have somebody that will just suck the life out of us, and then what will it all be worth? So before we even talk about all of those things that we're going to get into, first we have to address the negative Nancy's, the, what is it called, the I can't think of the guys, the Kens and the Karens that will always try to do something to get you to stop, slow down, feed negativity into your brain, never support you, always tell you that won't work out. We all know those people. They're always going to be after you, trying to bring you down, always trying to talk about you. And it may be a backhanded compliment, it may be lack of support, it may be whatever it is. And we all know who those people are in our lives. And the thing about it is that when we realize that they will never change, this is the very important part. Anybody who's taking notes, write this down. When you realize that somebody is not going to support you and be there for you, you must, and I put that in caps, you must let them go. Because if you don't, you will go down the rabbit hole with them. Are you willing to, because you care about somebody, because you quote unquote love somebody, cause you to be stuck your whole life, cause you to not go after your purpose, cause you to not have the certain things that you want in your life, especially your peace of mind, your passion for your life, your joy? We have to cut ties with any sources of toxicity in our life. If they are trying to sabotage anything in your life, your peace, your finances, your joy, your support, just being negative, always trying to put you down, making fun of you, those people, no matter who they are, no matter how much we care about people, there's certain people that you have to love from a distance. I love you, but I can't allow you to stop me from being my best and feeling my best. So let's go to the chat. Yes, truth. Yes, I learned that the hard way. The love received in return was fake. Was fake. I thank God for discernment. Yes. And the whole thing about it is that many times we will want, we will want better. And I know I was in that season for a long time. Like, why won't my life shift? Why won't my life change? Because every time I would have an idea, every time I would save some money, they would drain the money. They would stop me because you get so busy in all of their drama, all of their whatever, that you don't even have any time for your stuff because you're always helping and supporting them and their objectives and what they want. And once again, your goals, your focus, your everything gets put on the shelf. It gets put on the back burner, and we can't do that. So, yay. Hey, Angel. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Wednesday to all of the chat. If you guys have not hit the like already, please hit the like. I'd really appreciate it. Yes, their lifestyle tells the truth versus the circular talk falling from their tongues. Yes, I like that, Shay. That's awesome. Um, we hear people talk about all the time, I'm this, and they come with some of the most beautiful words, the people who have a way with words, and they will say all of these wonderful things. I love you. I care about you. You're my best friend. I'm in love with you. The love bombing, it's a real thing. They will say all of these things just so that they can have control over you. They want to know what you're doing, who you're with, so that they can, no, don't go there. Or try to plant seeds of negativity in you. I don't like that person. And then you start to question, well, maybe they're seeing something I don't. Be careful for the people who try to tell you how you feel. Nobody has the permission to tell you how you feel. You know how you feel. Pay attention, as Shay says, to that discernment. It will never get you off track. When you feel something and it just doesn't feel right in your guts, in your head, even especially in your spirit, when your spirit talks to you, pay attention. If you somebody comes in the room, you're like, whoa, like something feels off, or somebody feels weird or creepy. Pay attention to those feelings. We don't always have to know the reason why certain things happen, but all we need to know is that it doesn't feel right, and that's good enough for me. Okay. Yes, when we find what our purpose is, we can step into the future. And that's the truth, Jackie. And ultimately, many of us really don't think about our purpose. We will want, we will know, like, okay, I guess I'm good at a certain things, but there's something that my spirit just told me when we're talking about our purpose. Don't ever doubt your purpose. And for other people, they'll say, oh, that's stupid. No, whatever it is that you are here to do, whatever it is that you're here to be, whatever is your message, whatever it is that you're supposed to do in this life, you have the responsibility to be that. Don't let another person make you feel less than because you are good at something. See, sometimes people try to break you down because they try to break you down because they see your light. They see what you could be. They see your strength. You know, lots of people are that twisted, that sick, and that evil that they want to do anything to get you down so that they can step on you and elevate so that they can be the center of attention. And I think that it's very weird, the people who always want to be the center of attention. If you do something, oh yeah, I did that about 3 years ago, or I was thinking about doing something like that. Every time somebody says something, they always have to shift the conversation to make it be about them. Oh yeah, I was thinking about doing that. Oh yeah, I do that. Oh, I'm a very good cook. And it's just like, really? But those same individuals who are attention seekers will ultimately bring our demise if we're not very careful and paying attention. Keep those people at arm's length. Don't bring them into your personal circle because it may be for your ruin. Okay. So when we think about our purpose, right? You have a purpose and I have a purpose. When we have defined that, when it has been downloaded on the inside of you, you know, what if it's not the people around us trying to stop us from that, it's us. And I want to pause on this for a second. And to encourage anyone who is in the sound of my voice, whether you're here live or you're in the replay, you are important. You have value. And even if people in your life don't value you, it's our personal responsibility to know our value, to know our own purpose. So you have a purpose, you have a reason for existing. Don't discount that. Don't discount what you do. Don't discount what you're good at. Don't discount your talents and your gifts and your abilities. Every single person has some. Whatever it is that you are good at, whatever it is that you feel so excited to do it, and that's your mission. Go for it. And don't just do it. Don't like, oh, doubt yourself. Don't give in to fear, because that is what most of us do. We are very good at something, but we allow fear to take control of us. Don't let fear take control of you. Don't do it. And it's one of the things that we are our own worst critic. We will put our own self down, and you could be doing great. You could be looking great, thinking great, have a good ideas. But if you fail to follow through, if you fail to act on how you feel about yourself, then what is it worth? So we have to think about who we are, know that you're worth it, and don't give in to the fears from the projections from other people and also yourself. because once it gets in that seed, gets in your head, those seeds of doubt, and you start doubting yourself, well, maybe I can't do it, or I don't think I'm good as another person. And you start lesson by lesson, little by little. I don't think I can. And then you'll talk yourself out of it. I'm really tired, or I'm really busy, or maybe next year, or I don't really have the money. If you want to make an excuse to not do something, you will. If you want to believe other people, you will. But if you want to believe in yourself, you will do that as well. See, it doesn't matter what other people say to you. And it's just like the analogy, you have to be in this life like a duck. Have you ever seen a duck when they come out of the water, and the water just beads right off their back? It just runs right off. And that's how we have to be with the assumptions, the projections of other people, our own fears. We have to let all of that run off of our back. Just keep on going. Keep on going. Don't let anyone stop you, including yourself. Don't sabotage your own success, okay? And we're going to get into giving yourself that permission to win right after I look what's going on in the comment section. Yes, we will also uh, stop tactics. Uh, we will also stop and take attacks personal. I think that's what you're saying. We know what's behind it all. We do. We know what's behind it all. Yes, if God put something in your heart, oh, it just disappeared. If God put something in your heart, it's there for a reason. Don't let anyone take it off of you and off that path. That's one of the things that, I want to start off this discussion by starting there, because in giving yourself the permission to win, first, we have to believe we're a winner. First, you got to believe in you. First, you have to have the confidence. First, you have to be your own friend. First, you have to love yourself. First, you have to know that you're successful before you can give yourself the permission to win. You have to have all of these things first. You have to know you, okay? Know yourself and love yourself. Yes, that's a heavy burden. Yes. And that's a life journey, Shay. It's a life journey. I know that's right. And you'll feel so drained. You will. You'll feel so drained in this life listening to other people. And if we go by what other people say we are, we'll never get to being in a space of peace and joy and happiness. Hey, LHLA. TA 1974. How are you doing? Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here. Yes, exactly. The gut never lies. It never, ever, ever lies. Hey, Mary. How are you doing? Happy Wednesday. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. And that's one of the things about this life that is so important. Good morning, Leticia. How are you doing? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Happy Wednesday. Blessings to everybody. Yes, it's the truth. Yes, everybody hit the like, hit the like. How's everybody doing? Did I miss what? I must have missed what. I only see what Mary B says on them. Anything done out of haste or spite will backfire. The innocent will be elevated in the face of all adversities. Come on, Shay. Come on and bring the message early this morning. That's what I'm trying to say. The one thing that I learned about myself and my life, and maybe I'm hoping that many of you motivators have as well, that even when someone tries to sabotage your success, okay, it will never work, because nobody can stop what has been implanted. It's like you have this chip inside of you, and you're programmed to be this amazing, and that's what you have to say to yourself. And don't allow people who try to talk about you, backstab you, bring negativity in your life. They're jealous of you, they hate themselves. Don't allow those people. Shelf them, delete them, block them, remove them, rebuke them from your life. No, you can't stay over here. Even sometimes I have to say that when I'm working, you can your negativity will not win here. Okay, you got to go. Anybody who is trying to bring you down, trying to tell you that you can, and or or being very rude to you, you don't need that sort of energy in your season of winning and you trying to win. You have to eliminate all sources of negativity, all sources of fears, all sources of doubt, all sources of somebody trying to get you down or try to always take from you, the ones who always want you to support them but they never support you back. You got to cut all those people off and wash your hands of them. Got to leave them alone. Okay, it's not your job to be the bank. As I say, the bank of Marlene is closed. The bank of psychiatry, like, I'm not your therapist for you to just come and dump all of your problems on. And this is the thing that kills me. Now I got to pause for a moment. This is what kills me. When people come to you for advice and they will ask you, hey Marlene, what should I do? And they never use your advice. They're always asking, they're always complaining, but they never make changes because they're not in that season to change. They're in that season that they want better, but they won't pull the trigger. They won't give themselves the permission to move forward. And those are the people you have to stay away from. You got to stay away from those people. You must. It's not optional. You'll never win holding on to, because these people will hold on to you. It's just like those crabs in the barrel. They'll grab on for dear life and they will never let go. They're leeches. They're people that we know of. They may have mental illness. They may just be evil in general. They may be your relatives. It may be your significant other. You never know who these people are going to come with their evil, with their darkness, with their drama and foolishness. Okay, you never know who it's going to be. When people are wolves in sheep's clothing, you never know who those wolves are going to be. You don't know who they're going to be, but when they show you who they are, okay, when these people show you who they are, will you have enough courage to believe it? That's the difference. That's the difference. See, when I used to see who somebody was, I would have this narrative in my head. Oh, it can't be what you think. Because I never wanted to believe that somebody I cared about, somebody that I loved, didn't love me back. I didn't want to believe that. I was like, nah. I was like, I'm tripping. It's just me. Or, because that's just what you think and you're believing. But I'm telling you, always trust that gut instinct. If somebody is telling you that something is off about a person, if something is telling you, believe it. When somebody shows you who they are, believe them, and believe them the first time. Maya Angelou said that. So with all of that, give yourself the permission to release them. I had to have a whole ceremony with certain individuals that I had to say, I love you, but I love myself more. It's nothing wrong with loving people, but you can't let the love you have for other people supersede the love you have for yourself. In learning to win, you cannot be in a season of winning if you're not working on yourself, if you're not getting the rest that you need, if you're not getting celebrated, if they're always pouring fears and doubting you or making fun of you or being jealous of you. If you have people in your life and they're not doing something to seek their own inner peace, you can't give it to them. All they will ever do is bring you down, and they'll bring you down that rabbit hole. And let me tell you, because I've been down that rabbit hole, it's not easy when you get down that rabbit hole to get out of there. Okay. So if you see somebody trying to take you down the rabbit hole, that somebody's trying to bring you down, cut ties. Okay. Cut ties. Okay. That's the best thing that you can do. Someone always has it worse. Yes, you got to live your life, you know? And that's one thing that I really didn't understand. I really, really, and truly didn't understand why it's so important as grown and mature women and mature men, why it's so important to know that it's your life. And many times we'll have, parents, siblings, friends, jobs, other people that will be intimidated when you're living your best life, when you're being your best self, when you're at peace, when you're smiling. They don't understand about the hard work that you put into yourself, you know? And like I've said before, I I had to um oh, don't cry, Marlene. It's too early in the morning to cry. I had to come from a space within myself, you know, and once I learned that lesson, that no, I will never ever let certain people get into a space that's just for me. And I feel that I'm speaking to somebody when I say this. There are certain places that's inside of you that nobody should be able to penetrate that, because that's the space for you, and that's the space that you feed and you pour into yourself. That's the space where you speak those affirmations over it. You're amazing, you're phenomenal, you can do it, you're prosperous, you're successful. You never let anybody get into that's your bubble, that's your force field, that's your space just for you. And many times we will put a person in a relationship, you'll put your sibling, you'll put your job, you'll put the way you look, you'll put all sorts of things into that space that that's not what's supposed to be filled up in that. You are supposed to fill in that with your hopes, with your dreams, with your self-love, with your self-awareness, with your confidence, with your zest for life, with your passion to thrive. Okay. And every single one of us should have a passion to succeed. Okay. Live your life. Okay. And that's what's important. Thank you so much, Miss Jackie. I appreciate it. You're doing good. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Doing great, Marlene. I'm on vacation, but haven't caught you live. Just wanted to stop by. Thank you for uplifting and motivating us. My pleasure, Mary. It's it's on my heart and it's on my head. It's one of the reasons why I haven't been putting up titles, okay, for my live stream, because these days I'm going by what my spirit tells me, or something, some issues, something. So, and I feel that I can talk about things with more zest, more vitality when it's something that I'm passionate about. And this topic today, give yourself permission to win, is a very important topic for me, because there was a very long period in my life, unfortunately, that I did not give myself the permission to win, because I was going by what other people thought about me, their assumptions, their whatever, their judgments, the whatever about me. And I had to learn to work on me. Nobody cannot make you love yourself. You must do that. You must take care of your own mindset. You must look in the mirror and say, I'm phenomenal, and then believe it. Because a lot of people say, I love myself. Because I hear this all the time when I counsel people. Oh, yeah, Marlene, I love myself. Do you? With that comes responsibility. With loving yourself comes responsibility. Because I love myself, there's certain things that I can no longer do. Okay. And because I love myself, there's things that I must do. It's not optional. So a lot of people don't go that deep. They just say they love themselves, but they just love themselves on the surface, or they just say they love themselves because it's an easy thing to say. It's easy to say, oh yeah, I love myself. But then when you look at them, you look at their life, how they talk to themselves, how they treat themselves. They do. You have to go on a deep dive and a journey, and it's your whole life through. It's not something that you say you love yourself and it ends there. Loving yourself is forever. You have to put in work to yourself. How do I love myself today? And then tomorrow may be different. Okay. Every day is going to be different. Got to take the trash out. That's what I call it. Yes. I go through my phone, I go through my life, and certain people, it's like, mm-mm, you got to go. Because if you're not helping me to grow and elevate, you have to leave my life. My pet peeve, or they get upset that you gave the advice they asked for. I know it makes no sense. They'll ask you, and like I remember one time I thought about, I was like, but you've asked me that like 3 or 4 times. What should I do? But what it is that they're having a hard time believing in themselves, or they don't have enough support. They have fears. And let me tell you that fear is something that will really stop you from winning. I did that for many times. I talked myself out of, doing motivation, and not just motivation on this app, on social media, but in my real life and what I do for my work. It's very draining, because when you encourage people, when you give advice, when you support people and their mindset, it can be frustrating because people, not everybody wants to move forward. I've learned that in my years of doing motivation and inspiration. Most people like to have their ears tickled. They like to hear, believe in yourself. They like to hear, be confident. They like to hear, I love myself. And they say, yeah, yeah, they're all on board for that. But then when you say, what is it? Okay, believing in yourself, what does that look like? What actions are you doing to prove that you believe in yourself? Crickets, nothing. What are you doing to reaffirm that love for yourself? It's not just saying it, it's not just the words, it's not the lip service. Anybody can say they love themselves, but what are you doing to prove it? See, this is how we give ourselves the permission to win. Not just in lip service and saying we love ourselves, is because I love myself, this is what I'm willing to do. And we're going to get into the next point about giving yourself the permission to win. Yes, not everyone's going to have your heart. Yeah, it's a huge lesson, a very, very big one. And we have to let ourselves, see that and believe it. Hey, realist one, how are you doing? Happy Wednesday. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Yes, there's a difference between constructive criticism and trying to rear a person down. Yeah, there's a difference. There's a difference between talking to somebody with, kindness, and you're saying it out of love. You're coming from a place of compassion and friendship, than someone just coming, just being rude and nasty. Mm, big difference. And a lot of people think being rude, I'm telling the truth. You can tell the truth, but you don't have to be nasty. You don't have to compromise your integrity. You don't. You don't have to shift who you are to make another person happy. You don't. Thank you so much, Angel. I appreciate you. Yes. You're speaking to me. No low self esteem here. Yes. And let me tell you, just because you see the Marlene that you see right here today, what is today? May the 29th, 2024, just a few years ago, even though I've been doing motivation for years, That doesn't mean that we don't go through the dips and dives. And when I speak about giving yourself the permission to win, when it comes to your self-esteem, sometimes your self-esteem will take a hit when you leave romantic relationship. It will take a hit when you go through some health issues, when people offend you and break your heart, your relatives, your friends, any losses in your life, it will affect your self-esteem, just a little bit. Not that you may take a complete nosedive, but it will chip at a little bit. Like, you'll feel really bad about yourself, because when someone does something to hurt us and offend us, it feels like a personal attack, even though it's not. Most of the time, people are only operating on where they're vibrating. And some people, they vibrate low. And if you're on the elevation and you're vibrating high, they can't keep up with that. And you got to cut ties. Got to. Yeah, you can't love others properly if you don't know how to love yourself. Listen, Jackie, that's a message right there, because um, for a very, very long time, that's what I used to do. I used to think that I could. Hmm, whew, talking about self-love is hard for me. So you guys give me a moment. Because I know what that feels like to not love myself. And I don't know how many of you that resonates with you, that you know you can be on that wavelength with me. But until you learn yourself separate, I learned a really big lesson when my parents passed away, a really deep lesson, because I had only seen myself as a daughter. So if you're pouring all your energy into being one thing, and it could be many other things. It could be, if you're in a relationship, you see yourself as a boyfriend or a girlfriend. You see yourself as a wife or a husband. You see yourself as a brother or sister. But what if those people leave your life? Then who are you? So I learned a major lesson from that. If you pour all your energy into who you are, not you shouldn't pour your energy into who you are defined by, but in who you show yourself to be by your actions, the way you treat other people, how you show up. Because I know what it was like to be have zero self-esteem, to hate myself, to hate everybody else, to be angry, to be mean, to be nasty, to be cussing people out. I mean, I was a completely different person than the person that I am today. And it's all because I made the choice. It all started, I remember very vividly when my therapist gave me that aha moment, that light bulb went off in my head. And she said this to me, the title of this discussion. She said that. She says, Marlene, when are you going to give yourself permission to win? And I never thought about that before, because we can say we want to win in our life, but have you actually told yourself, I'm a winner, and then made a plan to how you want to win? I don't mean how your mom, your cousin, your spouse, significant other, your friends, your children. No, I don't mean winning by other people's standards. I mean winning by your standard. And that was the first time that I had actually thought about it. Am I living my life the way I want to win? How I want to show up? Using my gifts, using my talents, using my personal light, using my story. Because I'll tell you something. No, you could be, imitated, but you can never be duplicated. One thing nobody can ever have is your story. Nobody can have your backstory. Nobody has ever had your journey. And I say, and by the grace of God, I'm still here, and I'm grateful for that. Hmm. Thank you so much, Mary. Yes. Everyone have a great day. I'm gonna hop in the shower. Love you, Mary. Yes. Yep. Yes. I think that's everybody, Angel. I think that's everybody. Everybody has parts of them that you're a work in progress. Everybody has things that they don't like about themselves, but as long as you're putting in the effort and the energy into working on you, that is the thing that is important. That's what's important. And um yeah, if you if you see it, you can achieve it. It's very important. I've been there too about loving yourself. I can relate. Yeah. And the thing about it, some people is they act like they've always been this way, like they never have hard days, they never have sad times. Every single person has been through something in their life. And one thing that I will want to say, in giving yourself the permission to win, I want you to think about the worst period of time in your life, the time where you were going through so much. And I say this because my therapist gave me like rocket fuel for my life when she told me this. Think about the hardest thing that you've ever had to deal with in your life. I'll give you a moment to think about it. What is the hardest thing that you've ever had to endure in your life? Okay, you have it in your mind. Now, you have to use when you were probably at your lowest moments, your hardest time, use that as your fuel to say, excuse me, as your fuel, as your fire to say, I'll never go back to that. I'll never be that way. I'll never allow a person to take advantage of me like they may have done before. And that's the thing. Until we give ourselves the permission to make changes, until we actually even have that thought, because, like I said earlier, I never even thought that I had the possibility of having this phenomenal and great life. I never thought that. So I don't know who this message will touch and reach, but I hope it reaches you. You can have a phenomenal life. You can be successful. You don't have to be what other people say about you. You can stop making excuses and make changes. That's the thing. Many of us, we want better, and I can say that for me. I wanted better for many years, but I wasn't willing to do anything about it. All I wanted to do is just open up my mouth and complain. But when we stop complaining, we can go from complaining to make choices, and then from choices into actions. So that's how we give ourselves the permission to win. We have to stop listening to the narrative of other people. We have to stop. We have to put our own thoughts. And that's why I always say it's very important. The conversations that you have with yourself about yourself are highly important. And I suggest anybody who hasn't, write it down. Write it down in a book. Write it down on a wall. Write it down on I can't think of the board, a dry erase board. Write it down in your journal, put it in your phone, but write it, put it somewhere where you can continuously look at it. And for me, mine is my affirmation for my life. Everybody has to have their own affirmation, but mine is I have the divine right to succeed. I have the right, it's my personal right. And anything that comes into my life to try to get me down, get me away from my purpose, it cannot be stopped because it's inside of me. And I want that to relate to anybody who needs to hear it. You have the right to be as phenomenal and as great as you want to be. but many times we don't, because we don't think we can, right? We don't think we can. We will say we love ourselves, but we still have those fears. We still have those worries, and we let those fears, we let those worries, we let projections from other people. And let me tell you that the things that people say about you, if you believe that negative narrative, you will never win and you will never succeed. And I will tell you that because the moment that I spoke over my life and said, Marlene, you will no longer let negative talk about you from the past or in the present be what you believe. I had to say that to myself. And I don't know if you've said that to yourself, but it was very helpful for me because I had to remind myself, no matter what another person has said, past tense, or is currently saying about me, can stop me from my joy, can stop me from my peace, can stop me from my purpose, can stop me from my plan. Okay. Nobody can stop you from your plans. We are the ones that stop ourselves from our plans. Okay. And we have to take accountability of that and ownership. I remember that moment when I came to that realization that, Marlene, you're the one. Okay. Who's stopping you from getting up, making business call, making deals, starting your business, do what you need to, write your books, elevate and grow your business, get a financial planner. We're the ones that have to put in the work. If you want something, if you want success, if you want certain things in your life, you're the one that has to put in the work to have the life that you want. If you really want it, and I'm speaking to myself when I say this, if you really want it, nothing can stop you from getting it. It doesn't matter your financial situation. It's what they said. Somebody has now $1 million business, and they started it with $10. Okay, so if you really want to do something, maybe if you don't have the funding, maybe you don't have the finances, but you'll find somebody who will be I can't think of the term right now, but they will pay. It will probably come to me later, but they do the funding. They will fund your dreams. And I had no idea those people existed, but they do. There are people out there that they just want to know what it is that you need, and they will support you. They will back you. Okay. So if you want to make an excuse, there's many. If you want to have your ears tickle, if you always want to say, oh, this, and I'm tired, guess what? I always said to myself, you'll always be tired. You're going to stay stuck. You're going to stay in the same position if you don't make some major changes right now. And I say that to all of you motivators. If we don't make major changes right now, if you don't like the life that you have, what are you doing to change it? And that's the question that I had to ask myself. If you don't like the life that you have, what are you doing to change it or shift it? Okay. What are we doing? What are we going to do? What is the difference? What is the changes? What are we going to do to make our life change? People tend to put on a facade because they don't want their illusions destroyed. Exactly, Jackie. They don't want to live in the real life. They don't want anybody to try to break down the lies, all of those false narratives that has been said about them. Like they're clinging to that because that's what they're used to. And I learned for myself is that I was allowing myself to believe what was spoken about me until I had to shift and change. That's what they say, but what do you say? And to all of you motivators, I want you to put some fire under your dreams, put some fire under your hopes, and then act on it. Get get your business plan, get yourself some mentors, accountability partners, but you got to do something different. If you want major changes, if you want to be in that season of winning, of thriving, then you have to do something different, you know. And some people, all they do is make excuses after excuses. But if you really want something, if you really want to win, nobody can stop you from winning. Yes, a vision board. There's nothing like seeing, right, Jackie? There's nothing like seeing. And for me, I did a little bit of a vision board, but I'm more of a like writing down. I'm a very much in time management in this season of my life. For me, it's about time management. I need to know what I'm doing almost every 15 minutes of the day. I know what I'm doing. And I found that when I know what I'm doing, when I'm organized, when I know, what's next, what's next, that keeps me busy, that keeps me excited, and that keeps me directed. And for many of you, I know many people need to hear this message. If you just go through life and just let whatever, whatever happened, whatever, you know, whatever will be, right? But the people who have that whatever will be attitude, they usually don't have a huge success in their life because they're not planning, they're just doing whatever. And if you want better, you have to do better. We can't just say, okay, just roll with the wind. Whatever happens, happens. We have to want better and we have to do better than that. Oh, that's awesome, Jackie. I'm glad you accomplished lots of things on it. Yes, that's great news. It's always helpful to take your dreams out of your head, but on paper and set goals and make them happen. Yes, it's very important because I would rather have peace of mind over having a piece of a mind. Yeah. And there are many people in our lives that will shatter, I mean, absolutely shatter your dreams, And if we listen to what other people say, like on a job, I've learned from my experience to learn to stop telling people of your hopes and your dreams because they're never going to be on board with it. I remember when I came on this app, how many years ago? And then after all my experiences, I said I wanted 5 channels. And over the years, there's so much people that have come for me. Oh, that will never work. That will never happen. But, when you have your own hopes and when you have your own dreams and when you're focused and know what you want, there's nobody that can tell you that you can't but you. That's one thing that I have learned. There's nobody that can tell you you can't but you. We are the ones that say we can't. We're the ones that give up. We're the ones that throw in the towel. We're the ones that give up and give in. But we have to say to ourselves, I can win. I can thrive. I can achieve. I can be my best. I can do my best. I can conquer anything. And I know that that's not an easy thing, especially if you have been through spaces and places that have been very negative, very harsh, and have destroyed your sense of being and like actually caused you to want to stop and you don't even want to try. Okay. So I want you all to think about this. I want you to visualize yourself in your best life. This is an exercise that one of my mentors gave me. Visualize yourself living like the dream day of your life. What are you doing? What do you look like? Okay. What are you doing in that dream life? And then my mentor told me, so take whatever it is that you're thinking of and you're dreaming and make that happen. Put that into your reality because this life gives you what you are. I hear people all say, I want, no, this world, this life doesn't give you what you want. This world gives you what you show up as. So if you're in this life and you're not really trusting in yourself, or you're not believing in yourself, you lack confidence, you lack consistency, you lack being persistent and consistent, you lack, a direction. Until you get those things focused and right in your life, mm-mm, success can't happen in turmoil and chaos. So you got to make plans. You have to be good on your time management. You have to have a clean environment, and not just clean in your physical area, but clean up here. You got to remove some of this junk that you have in your mind. And from time to time, I love to give myself the permission by speaking certain affirmations over my life. No matter what you're going through, keep going. I give you permission to thrive, be your best. And one of my favorite things that I have to remind myself, and I learned this from Coach Mary Ma, who is an awesome motivator. And she said this, and it shifted something in my brain. Give yourself a million second chances. And I know that sometimes we kind of keep count of our mistakes, right? Oh no, I did this and I did that again and I did this, and why? So instead of saying I made 5, 7, 10, 15, 100 mistakes, instead give yourself the permission as many times as you need to start again, as many times as you need to shift. Let yourself do that. My allergies are really bad today. Yes. You can't take excuses to the bank and ask for a loan. They want concrete proof. They do. And in going to the next point and giving yourself permission to win is having a plan. And it's so important for us to have a plan, have an attack. I call it an attack plan, because that's what I believe in. Attack your day from the time you wake up until you go to bed. You should have something like you're a plan that you're excited about, something that gets you like your brain activity flowing, your juices flowing, feeling good and happy, because life is too short for you to stay in misery. And I did that for many years, did a job that I hate, being around people that were low vibrational, people who were always complainers and miserable, instead of shifting my life to be and to do what I'm already good at. And I'm grateful to say today I'm living the life of my dreams. I made my dreams a reality because I gave myself that permission. You don't have to settle. You make a plan, and then you go after it and you do it. Okay. Yes, keep going, Jackie. What we allow will continue. Yes. And you know what is funny about that? In giving yourself permission to win, that you can start off, because I don't know how many are like me. When I want to do something, I get so excited about it. I'm like, yeah, and I'm going to do this and I'm about to crush it. So I go into something with all this force, all this vitality, all this excitement. And then for some reason, it fizzles out. Like, the thing is, I don't have a problem starting. My thing is continuing to allow myself to have this excitement, to have this joy, to have this like this get up and go, to continue at it, to continue, keep going. And for me, I lacked that excitement because I didn't have a why behind that. What the reason I'm doing things. So I learned that if I'm doing something for other people and not for myself, then of course that's always going to fizzle out. or if you're trying to be like somebody, you're trying to compete, you're trying to do something that's not you, it's not going to work. So in the winning season, it's very important. And I say this, and I hope that there is somebody, at least a few people, who will get this. Give yourself the permission to be you, and know that that's enough. Don't try to be like your mom, aunt, cousin, friend, this person on YouTube, this person on social media, what other people look like that you went to school with. You have to define your level of success. What do you want to be? What does that look like? And then give yourself permission to be that. See, many times I was trying to be like another person that I had seen on TV, on social media, on whatever. And I can't be them. And I had to learn, nor do I want to be. I don't want to be anybody but me. And you have to cement that inside your own brain. You got to burn that, chisel that into your own brain, that I am enough just how I am. You are enough. And you have to believe that. You must believe it. That's not optional. Until you believe in yourself, until you have that thought in your head, no matter what, come what may, no matter what setbacks, no matter what challenges, I'm enough. No matter who is in my life or who is out my life, I am enough. No matter what other people say about you, I am enough. No matter who likes you, I am enough. No matter if this person says no, no, no. What I learned about this life is, if you're trying to win and you're trying to get to something, it doesn't matter if you get 1 million no's. All you need is one yes. And that's what keeps me excited and going, because I'm just waiting, because I have some things that I'm working on and planning on. And I'm getting a lot of no's. But I always say that the more people that say no is the closer that I am to my yes. And that new mindset, that new way of thinking is what helps me to continue. When you get tired, rest, but don't give up. I have to keep reminding myself and speaking that over my life. If you're tired, take a break, get a rest, but don't just throw in the towel. Don't listen to other people. Don't, because you're having challenges. Having a challenge just means there's just another way to get there. There's another route. Don't listen to the negativity. Don't listen to what other people will say about you. Okay? It's what you say. What do you say? What's implanted in here, in on the inside of you? What's your purpose and your plan? But every single person has to find their own why. That's one thing that I always say to people when I meet with them in counseling and mentorship. What is your why? And the majority of people do not ever develop their why. They're just, going through life like robotically. I wake up, I do this, they do the same things every day, but they never insert in their joy. They never insert in their, having some fun and having goals, and you know but you have to, while it's important to be focused and driven, it's important also to rest, to have fun. Okay. And I say that because it's been a long time since I have fun, because I'm a very hardworking person. I grind, I hustle for my multiple businesses. And because of that, I have a hard time, shutting down and just saying it's time to relax, because I'm always thinking of a million things that I need to be doing. Remember, to endure, to continue, you must also rest. That's a very important part of winning. You can't burn out because once you burn out, you're going to be down for a very long time. So with that, make sure you're giving yourself at least 3 to 4 sessions of relaxation at least per year, if not more. And it doesn't have to be a week, a month, but 3 or 4 days. That will refresh you until you get to the next one. Okay. But I felt like I needed to say that to somebody, because while we're busy and funding our dreams and taking care of our business and our families, we also have to pour into ourselves. So giving yourself permission to win also means taking care of ourselves, not just what we look like on the outside, but taking care of what is here. Focusing on your mental health. Your mental health is so important, and because life is so stressful and people are stressful and bills and on it goes, you could have a breakdown trying to keep up. So it's important to focus on your mental health and know that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to take a day off. It's okay to relax. It's okay to not answer your phone and support everybody else. It's okay to focus on yourself. And this is how we give ourselves permission to win. Don't just think about your goals and what you have to do, but also think about, I deserve to be refreshed. I deserve, because I work so hard, I deserve to enjoy my life. Okay. Yeah. We have to put in the work no matter how hard it gets. Yes, Jackie, we have to put the work in. And many times when we talk about giving ourselves the permission to win and to succeed and to thrive, we forget sometimes that we got to continue. You got to continue. You got to keep going. And that's why it's important to have, words of affirmation. It's important to have some mentors. It's important to have accountability partners that will, when you are feeling down and low, you have somebody that will lift you up and raise you up. And for me, that was a hard thing for me, because I come from the upbringing where you never ask for help. Like, you can do it yourself. You don't ask for handouts. You don't tell people your business. So that's one of the reasons why I was so hurt and damaged for so many years, because I would be drowning and I would never say, help me, I need some assistance, because I came from that thinking that you need to do things for yourself. And yes, it's important to be independent. It's important to take care of yourself, but it's important to know your own limits, to know when you're struggling. It's okay. If you're struggling, if you feel like you need some support, you have to have people that you can reach out to, that can talk you through something. Sometimes when I get to that point where I know I'm facing a fear, and I'll get back to the little girl in me, when something major happened in my life when I was 7 years old. And sometimes I still go back to being that little girl, and I have to face my little Marlene. And you have to face the little, whatever, insert your name. And you have to speak to that little person inside of yourself. No, we will not fear. We're grown, we're adults, and we can do anything. Don't doubt yourself. Keep on going, keep on thriving. And when I started to do that, I was able to complete tasks. When you hit that roadblock and you're facing a fear, I know the first thing that you want to do is run the other direction. Okay. Run and don't look back, or just don't do it at all. Procrastination is one of the key ways that we stop ourselves from winning. And I know that many people, that's a huge challenge, is procrastination. And the second one is fear. Okay. And when those things combined, when you're fearing, but you're also procrastinating, those two things combined, you won't get to your winning season. You won't get to your success. And we're the ones that have to say. And one of my therapists helped me with that. It's nothing wrong with having fear. I had to learn that. But it's being fearful and then pushing through that fear anyways. And you have to talk to yourself when you have fears. I ask myself, what are you afraid of? There's nothing to be scared of. If you don't have the tools, then ask for it. That's something that I had to learn in my maturity, in my elevation, in my personal growth, that if I don't possess the tools at the moment, research, gain the knowledge, or talk to somebody, learn, get yourself a mentor, a coach, somebody who will support you, or somebody who will listen to you if you're going back to a time where you just didn't feel confident or competent in yourself. So I wanted to say that to all of you beloved motivators. If you are facing a challenge and you feel fearful, okay, and everybody has fear, everybody faces fear from time to time, every single one of us. I know I do. I fear so many things about my life, but I don't let my fears to control me. I take control. I take my fear by the reins. Like, I grab onto it and I say, I'm so scared right now, I'm fearful. And then I talk myself through it. What are you fearful of, Marlene? I'm fearful of winning. That's a big thing. We want things, but what if we get exactly what we've been asking for? Are you prepared? Are you ready? Another fear of mine was always that what will other people think about me? I'm gone a little past that, but I still have some reservations when it comes to that. I think everybody always worries about what other people that we care about, what will they think about us? But if you have good people around you, loving people, supporting people, people who are working on their own goals, their own objectives, they're going to give you that push and that nudge to win. They're going to give you that push and that nudge to succeed. So, yeah, all of those things. If you don't possess that inside, make sure that you get yourself some people who will support you and encourage you to move forward. Yes, mistakes should be used as stepping stones so we know what not to repeat. And that's something that is very profound, Jackie, because many times we make mistakes and we forget. I know I forget because I don't know who I'm talking to. Any people who have the perfectionism in them where they feel that they should never make any mistakes, that and you beat yourself up because you made a mistake. You beat up yourself because you didn't live up to others' expectations or whatever the case may be. But you have to remind yourself, I'm a human being. I make mistakes. But the whole thing about it is that learning lessons. There's nothing wrong with making a mistake. But the issue is when we make the same mistakes. I learned that in therapy. Therapy was monumental to my mental health and for me giving myself that permission to win because I had to get to the solution. Why do I keep doing the same things? Why do I keep accepting the um the negativity from others and taking that on and believing their projections, believing what it is that they're saying about me, especially the people who don't like me. I remember when my therapist said, why are you giving other people that much power over you, that much control over your mind? Yeah, a person may not like you, but why does that matter so much to you? And I think it is because many times we want to control other people's responses to us. And just about everybody wants to be accepted. Nobody likes to be rejected by other people, but we have to honestly realize that certain people, we don't want them on our side. You don't want everybody on your team because not everybody means good for us. Not everybody is in our life to see us win, to see us succeed. Some people come in our life to try to throw that monkey wrench in your plan, to try to get you down, to break your spirit. Some people come in our lives with pain. And if we have discernment, if we pay attention, we may not be able to see everything, but we can see a lot of things. When you see something is not right about a person, give yourself that permission to believe it. And in winning, that's something that I had to learn. When something doesn't feel right, if I'm going to get into a business deal and it, something in here says don't do it, I just say, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm learning more and more to listen to my intuition, my spirit, my second mind, whatever it is that you call it, and tap into my spirit. How does this feel? Because we get all of those in our spirit. Our spirit talks to us and tells us something is not good, whether an idea or a person, whatever it is. But the whole thing about it is us not repeating the cycle of doing the same things, of choosing the same sort of negative, dark, evil people to be in a romantic relationship, not allowing for our relatives to continue to be for us to be a doormat for them to always do everything that they want, talk to us any way that they want. And even in your romantic relationship, not allowing other people to treat you in an inferior way. When you deserve to be loved, you deserve to be respected, you deserve to have that quality time, and you shouldn't have to beg for it. You shouldn't have to beg people to love you. And I had to learn that in my elevation and my own personal growth, that stop waiting. Stop waiting for people to love you. Stop waiting for people to accept you. And stop listening to what other people say about you, because it's going to get you in this space of being stuck and feeling terrible about yourself. And then you're going to have regret because you didn't follow through with what you actually wanted to do. Yes. Yes, Jackie. And they are. Lessons are repeated until we learn from them. But the whole thing is, will we learn the lesson? Will you learn it? Will you learn the lesson, and will you grow from it? And will you learn the lesson and heal from it? And there's a lot of people that I've seen, they get into a relationship and either you hurt them or they hurt you, and then they move on to the next relationship and the next relationship, and they don't understand why they can't find a good person. But many times we can't find certain things because we have not given ourselves the time to heal from what hurt us. Make sure you're taking a break in between and getting to the solution. Why didn't this work out? What role did I play in it? Was I immature? That's how you break the cycle of continuing in this negativity, continuing and choosing things that will stop you from winning in your success and your peace. And we will do that. I tell you that nothing will make you be in a really bad space than choosing the wrong person to be in a relationship with. That can ruin you for many, many years. But once you know better, you do better. Okay. Yes. What works for me is I align myself with like minded people that have similar goals as mine, and we bounce off of each other. And that's how it should be, right? We should, you know, I didn't understand that. I definitely didn't. I didn't understand that I can't make people in my life be what I need them to be. Either people are going to show up and be exactly who they are. We can't shift people into being supportive. We can't shift people to love us. We can't shift people into doing what we want them to do. We can't control that. All we can do is let people be themselves. And if we get along, if it's a right person for you, if it's a supportive person, then they will be. But don't sit and wait or make excuses for them, because I did that for many, many years. I don't know how many of you have as well. But we sit and we wait for people to grow up and to mature and to make changes, and we go by the lip service and not by their actions. And we must stop doing that. Go by how people are treating you, how people are showing up for you. And if they're not, give yourself the permission to say, I did care about you. I did love you, but I have to let you go because now it's the season that I got to love myself. So we must heal that. Okay. and you have to have people in your life that will help you to um, just feel good about yourself. And certain individuals, we have to separate ourselves from them because they're very negative. They're always complaining about their life, and there's always drama when it comes to them. I can't do the drama anymore. I cannot do drama people. I cannot do negative people. I can't, people who don't have a focus. I can't make or turn people into being what I need them to be. If somebody is not the way I need them to be, I give myself the permission to let them go. And that's another big thing in winning. You have to give yourself permission to let things go. And that's in many, many areas. When something didn't work out, don't just constantly, oh, I can't believe that didn't work out. And you keep like a scratch record reminding your mind, I can't believe that didn't work out. I can't believe that didn't work out. I can't believe that didn't work out. That's going to stop you from winning, because if we're always thinking about the lesson that we learn, because I don't believe in losing. I think we don't lose, we learn. Okay. And when we learned a certain lesson, and though it may have been hurtful, it taught you something. It maybe taught you about how strong you were. um, exactly, what you never would settle for again. So, whatever it is that we learned in those lessons, when we go through situations, it's very important for us to learn the lesson so that we don't repeat and stay in these negative cycles of not changing and not going after our dreams. I never feared, but I did have procrastination problems in the past. That's why I started my vision board. See, the whole thing about it, Jackie, is that I had such a major procrastination problem that I procrastinated in making a vision board. Mhm. That's how bad it was, that I had to have people in my life, like my mentors and my counselors, that they gave me an end date, because I work better with deadlines. I need to know I have 2 days to do that, or 3 days, or it won't happen for me. I'm a person, I go by numbers and rules. I'm just that sort of person. I can't get away from it. I'm a person, I have to have structure. If I don't have structure, I will just not do anything. So that's one of the things that I had to, and we each have to know ourselves. That may not be you, but it may be something else that may be stopping you from being your best, stopping you from your peace and your happiness and your joy. But ultimately, it's up to us, um, for how we're winning or how we're not winning. You know, one of the things that I have to say about giving yourself permission to win is being honest with ourselves. And that is a space that I didn't want to go to when I was in therapy. How many of us actually want to admit the things that we have done that is wrong, the people we have hurt, that we have been lazy, that we have procrastinated, that we have given into fear, that we don't have enough confidence, and we don't believe in ourselves. And why it's important to know these things about ourselves, because if we know that we have an issue with procrastination, we need to get a system, get a plan, have people in our life, have accountability partners. And there's nothing like having somebody in our life that will say, hey, did you do that? How did it work out? Or I haven't heard you check in about this. If we find that we have issues with something, you have to have yourself, align yourself with people that will support you in moving forward. And I had to learn that about myself, that it's okay if I don't possess certain qualities. It's okay if I don't have certain things. But as long as I put people in my life that will support and help me in that, your accountability partners, some good friends, your spiritual support. But you got to have certain individuals in your life that will help you in order for you to be your best. Okay. and learning to be honest with yourself. That was a big thing for me. How many of us want to say I'm lazy? We don't want to say that by ourselves. We'll just say, oh, I'm tired. That was my thing. And of course, we're always going to be tired. You're all, because that's life, and getting older and having responsibilities is nothing wrong with being tired. But there is something wrong if we use that as an excuse to not do the things that we know we need to do as we get older. We can't keep that toddler mentality, as I call it. We can't let ourselves stay like we're 3 or 4 years old doing childlike things, doing things that is immature. It's time for us to put on, the being strong and saying, you know what, it's time for me to leave this behind. Okay, even though I have said it, and I had to say it to myself. I know we have been comfortable in laziness, but we're going to get rid of laziness, and we're going to become accountable, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. And then I made a plan on how I could do it. See, it's not enough to just say I want to get rid of this, or it's not enough to say I want to win. It's not enough to say I want to be a success. Every successful person that I have read about, have seen, have known in real life, they have had a plan. They have had a supportive crew. They've had people backing them that they bounce their ideas off. They have people that guide them and support them and keep them on track. So it's no different for us. If you feel that you're not on track, join yourself a support group, get yourself a mentor, and rinse and repeat, and then try, and get organized. For me, it's so important. For me, some people are phone people with, planning your day. Some people can go by that and it works, and they put alarms onto what they need to do, from work to exercise to watching TV to getting outside in nature. You should have a plan of everything that you should do, a tack plan, so that you are balanced. And many times in life, we're not balanced. We'll just be driven, work, 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 and work, or we'll be relax, relax, relax. So both are important, working and relaxing. But it's important for us to think about balance. That balance part was so important as well. Okay, I'm going to put the link here. I don't know if there's anybody who wants to come up. We have about 20 minutes left for, I can't believe the time went by so fast. We have 20 minutes left for today's 2 hour motivation. And I wanted to say to all of you motivators that even if you have been through some hard times, and I know that I'm speaking to many people are right in the face of not knowing where their next meal is going to come from, not knowing how they're going to pay their next bill. Don't give up. Everybody needs to hear that. Don't give up on trying. Don't give up in fighting. Don't give up. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter what you've been through. It doesn't matter how other people have treated you, have either accepted you or not accepted you. There are some people that will just never accept you. There's some people that will just never like you. And in giving myself the permission to win, hey, in giving myself that permission to win, I had to think about that as well. There's certain people that will never support me and they will never like me. And for many of us, me included, it hurts when you could be such a supportive person to people, help them with their goals, help them with their dreams. And then when they get to their level where they can take care of themselves, or when they have elevated, they forget all about you. They leave you behind. They ghost you. And And that hurts. It definitely hurts when someone doesn't give you back what you have put out, especially when you've given them nothing but love and kindness and support and done everything that you could to the best of your ability. But, you know, we're always learning. We're always learning a lesson. And I want you to give yourself the permission to let that go. Don't keep bringing it up. Oh, and they did this to me and they did that to me. Of course, in the beginning, when someone hurts us, it's very important for us to say it out of our mouth and to face it. They did this to me and this hurt me. And why did it hurt me? And then we have to get to the point of saying, but what did I do? What did I add to it? What did I allow? Because that's ultimately things cannot continue in our life unless we allow them. And I didn't understand that part. I only saw what somebody had done and it had negatively impacted me, but I didn't think about, well, what did I allow? Did you cut it off? Did you speak up for yourself? Did you advocate for yourself? Did you change your circumstance and situation? There's many things that we can do, and I want you to know that that is power. There is power in knowing what you can do. There is power in knowing that you have a choice. There is power in knowing that there is hope. Okay. And hope is something that these days that many people just don't understand. When you have hope, when that seed is implanted in your brain that I have a hope of change, I have a hope to thrive, I have a hope to have joy, I have a hope of loving myself. Those are things that people can't take away from you because it's implanted inside of you. And regardless of what other people have said, regardless of what other people do, we are the ones that have to give ourselves the permission to win. So I want you to say that to yourself. I give me permission to win. And as we age, as we get older, as people come in and out of our life, that shouldn't shift and change because your winning is going to be different. Okay. Your winning is going to be different in every season of your life. There's always going to be people that come in and come out of our life. There's going to be people who came in to help us, and there are people who come in our life to hurt us. And we just have to know the difference. Okay. And as you get wiser, as you tap into your discernment, you will realize, oh no, this person doesn't mean me any good. I got to get away from you. And allow yourself to believe that and believe yourself the first time. If something doesn't feel right, leave that person alone or leave that situation alone. Don't try to ask yourself why or doubt yourself and say, maybe it's me. No. If we feel something is wrong, it generally is wrong. Okay. And giving yourself that permission to be honest with yourself. Okay. Don't doubt yourself. Okay. Don't, um, go backwards and say, oh, I don't know. And maybe because sometimes that's the reason why we don't win. We're trying to take people along in our winning. And I hate to say this because I know it may hurt some people's feelings, but this is not a topic to get your emotions involved in. This is something that we have to think about. This is a logical thing. Okay. There are certain individuals when you're trying to get to your elevation that you have to cut ties and leave them alone. You can't take everybody with you in your winning season. You can't take everybody with you because not everybody has your hopes, has your dreams, has your character, has your drive, has your strength, has your talents and abilities. That's been given to you. And we have to understand that. Not everybody wants to win like we do. Not everybody wants to win like I do. Okay. Not everybody has their why on fire. And I think I'm going to cover that on another topic for another day. But a lot of people don't have their why on fire. And that's sad. A lot of people have already just thrown in the towel, like they just don't care. because of past and hurt, and maybe sometimes it's because of mental illness, or they've been heartbroken, or just things just don't look like it's working out, and they just give up. But I'm speaking to all of you motivators that believe in hope, that believe in change, that believe in winning, that believe in success. I'm here to tell you that you are a success, but you have to put in the work to be successful. And what work are you doing in the background? Do you have your plan? Do you have your agenda? Do you have your time management plans? Do you do things to reinforce your mind by speaking positive affirmations over yourself? Do you pat yourself on the back? Because a big thing in winning is celebrating yourself. Until we celebrate ourselves, nobody will. One thing that I had to learn is my celebration may be nothing to somebody else. Like, what I have overcome doesn't mean that it's something that you personally will understand. But nobody is you. They have not had your life. So even in small things, when you overcome something, when you do something that you know you need to do and it was hard for you, celebrate yourself, encourage yourself. And it doesn't mean every time you're having a party for yourself, but it's you telling yourself, I know that this was hard. I know that this was difficult, but you went through and you pushed through and you did it. Keep on going, keep on fighting. I'm proud of you. That's so important to tell that to ourselves. That's what keeps us excited. That's what keeps us moving ahead, closer and closer towards our goals, celebrating yourself. And it's very important also in this is to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself and give yourself that permission to let it go, you know, and learning the lesson. I forgive you. I learned this from Boss Life Online when she told me, you have to speak over yourself. I forgive you and I give you the permission to move forward. You know, Many times when we do something, whether we meant to do it or it was just we were being selfish or whatever the case may be, it is what it is. We have to learn the lesson, and don't repeat it, because we don't want to go out there hurting and offending other people, because we don't want those same things to happen to us. We want the positive, we want to get back good things in our life. So we also have to be mature enough to take ownership of what we have done, take ownership and be mature enough to say, okay, this is what I've done. I don't want to do that anymore. And how can I not do it? Okay. That's personal growth. And there's a lot of people that have never allowed themselves to be in that space to say, I give you the permission to live a phenomenal life. Um, and I feel sad for people who don't do that. But I had this phenomenal year where I had some travels. I opened up my business. I did so many things that I have had on my bucket list for a long time. And the whole thing about it is that I didn't do those same said things because I never thought that I could. So I'm saying to anybody who needs to hear it, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you're thinking of, you can do it. And you have to tell yourself, yes, I can. And you have to encourage yourself and say, keep going, keep fighting, keep striving, and maintain. You have to. You have to be an advocate for yourself. There is nobody that is going to love you like you love yourself. And I could stay on that subject for a whole nother hour, because for many people, we look for your romantic relationship, you look for your parents or your siblings or your friends or a job or money or whatever it is to fill in what it was that we want. what it is that we need. We're looking to those things to fulfill who we are, and we are not what other people we need us to be. We are not who what we do. We are who we are, with what our gifts, with our talents, with our gifts, what it is that we're good at. Believe in yourself. You know, that's so important. And I want to say that to anybody who has felt discouraged, anybody who is doubting themselves, anybody who has been procrastinating on starting a business, writing a book, doing some travel, closing off negative relationships, whatever it is that you want to do, because everybody has different goals. I'm just talking about some things that I'm trying to do. But I'm the one that has to give myself that permission to win. You have to give yourself that permission to win and to succeed and to thrive. Nobody is going to get you excited about your life until you get excited about your life. Until you love your life, until you love yourself, until you put in the work into yourself and heal your past and live in your present. That's usually the reason why a lot of people don't win in their life, because they're stuck in their past. They're stuck at a certain age where they were hurt, and they have never allowed themselves to heal from that season, that hurt, that pain, that trauma. And they're still there. They're still that little boy or that little girl. They've never matured and grown. But on today, we're motivated for a reason and a purpose. And I say to each and every one of you, beloved motivators, give yourself permission to win. Not only because you can, but because you're capable. You have the talents and you have your gifts. Use them. Use them. Don't be afraid, and don't listen to people who are doing nothing with their life. Remember, it's your life, it's my life. And if our life is not going the way that we want it to go, that's because of us. We're the ones that have to make changes. We're the ones that have to get tough with ourselves. We're the one that has to stop procrastinating. We're the one that has to make better choices and work on our time management and be our best and encourage ourselves and speak out of our mouth. I give myself the permission to thrive. I give myself the permission to be me unapologetically. Don't apologize for who you are. Don't apologize for your gifts and your talents. Use them. Use them. And don't let anything or anyone stop you. Okay. Miss Jackie says, I tell myself I will try to be better today than I was yesterday. That's good, Miss Jackie. That's good. I like that. And I wanted to say to all of you motivators, as you go into this weekend, because this is going to be my session for the rest of the week. I'm not going to be back on until Monday again for the Motivated podcast, even though I will have the Motivated dailies that will be premiering from now until Sunday. I'm not really sure if I'm going to continue the Motivated dailies at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because I'm not really seeing people viewing it. I think I'm going to go back to uploading them starting Monday, but I'm going to keep my word. I said I was going to try the premieres for 7 days, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep my word and do what I said I was going to do. But with all of that being said, keep being your best, keep being you, and love yourself. And to those of you who don't know how to love yourself, learn to love yourself, learn what you're good at, and keep on believing in that. Believe in your own hopes, believe in your own dreams, and move forward and move forward. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for what you didn't do. Forgive yourself for what you did do. And then push that aside and thrive. Push that aside and win. Push that aside and be your best. The next time you feel challenged, the next time you feel like hesitating and procrastinating, the next time fear creeps up, the next time somebody tells you that you can't do something, I want you to say out of your mouth, I give myself the permission to win. As long as you believe that, as long as that's locked into your head and your brain, you will thrive. You will win. You will achieve. I am Marlene. I am the content creator for Marlene Motivates. And on this channel, I speak about motivation, inspiration, and positivity, also mindset shifting. And you all are welcome to join me. I do lives on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Not this Friday, but on my regular schedule, I would. I'm going to be on vacation. I'm so excited. And anybody who has watched this on the replay, thank you so much. And I hope you give yourself the permission to win and to thrive because you're a winner. And winners do whatever it takes. Winners do whatever it takes. And you can. You can. As long as you believe that, nobody can stop you. Absolutely nobody. So be your best. Thank you so much, HL. ATA 1974. I appreciate you. Shout out to my mods. Shout out to my channel members and to all of you beloved motivators. Continue on. Be your best. Win. Succeed in this life. You can do it, but it's up to us to determine that. We are winners, and you know what we say over here. Just know it. Just breathe it and be it and live your best life. I will see you all back on the Motivated Daily, which will be premiering at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time today. And then after that, we will be the premieres of the Motivated Daily. And then on Monday, we will be back for the Motivated Podcast on Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I welcome you to join it. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Hit the like, share this on your social media, especially with somebody that needs this message. I want the best for you, but you have to want the best for yourself. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life. forgive me. I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? I forgive me. I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? Ooh, oh, boy.